Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. And remember that this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the greatest Canadian snack court.
Oh, if people understood.
Yes.
So Porter's coming to PAX. I just want to clarify what this is.
No, don't
Porter's
clarify.
coming to Boston, and he asked Pez. Well, first he asked Waba, what Canadian snacks you want me to bring? And Waba, you can just only imagine his reply of not understanding what I was even talking about.
No
Pez
idea.
took literally 2 seconds. It was like coffee crisp, Smarties, and then doubled down. He was like, actually, and he started throwing in way more things because he's smart. Because he said he would exercise so he can eat these things.
That's right.
Ketchup chips are fire. They're the best.
Dude, ketchup's all dressed Ruffles? Come on now.
So I will bring Pez a little snack pack. I'll maybe Waba.
Waba
maybe.
gets 2-day-old like hearty burgers.
I will give him expired products.
Okay.
Bring him bagged milk. Just bring him a bag of milk.
I hope it explodes in your suitcase and you smell like socks the whole trip.
But no, we were talking how I might come a day early now, so we'll see.
Woo!
It's just I would come at night. I would take like a late night flight
And
come in at midnight and wouldn't even care.
Oh, midnight? Oh, that is late. Speaking of Smarties, hello Pez.
Good day. How we doing? What's the crack? A positive intro?
Wasn't that bad.
I hate Smarties.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
First off, American Smarties are disgusting, but Canadian Smarties slap.
Dude, these are facts, Jack.
And you want to know why? It's because, unlike M&Ms, they made with Cadbury chocolate, and Cadbury chocolate's the best chocolate.
Okay, M&Ms are good. I'm sorry, Pez. That was a bad take.
M&Ms.
Maybe it's because you don't get it that much.
I said they're better than M&Ms. Because
I think you only say that because you don't get them.
Percy,
So like if you
it's
I
possible. It's possible. I will say
I get the take, but for me it's like not a chance. Not a chance.
No chance in France.
Hey, you know how you guys say I'm not prepared?
Correct.
I took notes on something today.
You mean me and Pez talking in the chat?
No. I mean, I have my phone up.
Yeah, he took notes on what we're talking about today.
No, on actually something else. On a small press conference that happened today with one of my favorite studios.
Was it Gerard Mayo as the head coach of the Patriots?
No one cares about that.
No, the Patriots stink. They need to win
like
2
how
Super
Waba
Bowls.
only
until I
likes
care
the
about 'em.
Patriots. Waba only liked the
know when
Patriots
to
when they were
do
winning
that.
Super Bowls. Other than that,
Why
that wants nothing to do with them.
Why would I invest time in a team that can't win? Which is weird because people invest time in my stream when I can't win.
Yeah, you suck at video games. Like you're good at video games, sorry. You suck at hockey. There. I said it.
I don't play defense.
No, you don't play.
But whoever said defense wins
I
championships?
watch you streamers, and it's like the meta on how you guys win at a hockey game is not a real. Like if you ever all played real hockey, you'd be like, "Why am I getting dummied out here? It should work."
Do you want to know how to win according to the new meta? Is rag the puck in the ozone.
Dude, what is it when you play the
What a
computer
horrible
in the
game.
game? The computer actually turns around and goes the other way with the puck over and over again. I was just, why is the CPU doing this?
Wild. But
Sorry.
I did take notes.
Did
So
it hurt?
Togi, which is how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Togi.
Oh, so
Togi.
I guess because Waba's doing the everything he gets to decide when we're talking about certain
Let's just
things.
let him run with
No,
it.
I want to go
feeling it.
right in because I took
Go
notes
in.
and I want to be able to put the notes in.
Go in.
I took notes. Is
Go
really what
in.
he wants to talk about.
So they had it's a anniversary today for them, and they had like a small little direct, and it was really cute. They had someone come in, they did some acting and stuff. Like it was, they have a small office. It was a lot of effort that was put in, but they announced a whole bunch of stuff that I thought was really cool. Bunch of different games. Murder mystery called like a Murder on the Orient Express called Moses and Plato, and it's all every character in there. It's an animal. It's like a person body, but an animal head.
Not an animal.
Yeah, as a mammal, as they say.
A mammal?
I'm a mom. Coffee Talk Single Shot Edition on Switch, PS4, PS5 with stickers, soundtrack, and a wooden charm.
That sounds like a perfect Switch game.
My favorite game A Space for the Inbound Collector's Edition comes with charm stickers and notebook.
You want
Ooh.
that?
I might buy it. A new game from Mojiken, who made A Space for the Inbound. It's called Test Test Test, and it is free on Steam right now. And it looks like an analog style game with puzzles. It's pixelated too. It's from like an internal game jam they did, so it's really cool that they like just tried something new out and it's like, hey, you can play it now. Just sold
I
something.
dig it.
And they
No
have
one
something.
cares about what you sell.
No, I didn't
Please
know if
don't.
it picked it up in case anybody heard that. They have something called TGFI, not TGIF. Toji Game Fund Initiative. So what they do is small studios can apply and receive a grant. And they showcased a whole bunch of different games from like high school beat 'em ups to a third-person shooter, like a photography game. They're like investing in smaller studios, a lot of them, again, Southeast Asia, not all of them. And then they have one I thought you guys might like. It's called Whisper Mountain Outbreak. It's a top-down, not like as top-down as Dead Nation, but it's a co-op zombie survival game, and the art style looks like Scott Pilgrim, but with spooky zombies and blood and basically like survival.
That's cool. Is it like a twin stick shooter or what are we?
They
what are we
didn't
talking
talk about controls. It was just kind of a preview, but
Cool.
it was really cool.
What was it
But
called?
they have some,
Apocalypse with Bruce Willis on the PS1, Pez, with this
No.
twin sticks. Oh, dude, so good.
What was it called, Baba?
it's called Whisper Mountain Outbreak. It looked cool.
And so all the audio listeners, don't worry, Wabo will have a full write-up on Three Dads and a Console tomorrow.
Yup. Get ready. And then yeah, all their stuff's 35% off.
See what I did there, Pez?
I loved it.
mean, why do you think I took notes? I do want to do something with them. So yeah, that's something cool. And it was very, I don't know, it was neat and exciting, and it's cool to show. And all like the developers, like some of their like YouTubes, like Mojiken, who again I love, they were in chat. So I don't know, it was really cool to see like a small, they're not small, like an indie developer, kind of put that type of effort into something. And there's a lot of good people in there watching, and a lot of positivity too. Hopefully they're at PAX. I'd love to meet them.
I was gonna say, I hope they're coming to PAX because they were very lovely to talk to, and they gave us like a good chunk of time with them.
Yeah, they were really cool. I'm also excited this year talking about PAX. Like I haven't heard anything yet from, I mean, they haven't even announced like who's going. But I remember last year I was telling people on stream, like it was like this like grassroots, like guerrilla style like content that you and I were creating, where we had my GoPro and we were basically just like asking the devs like on the spot, like, hey, do you mind if we talk to you? And on Thursday, it's super quiet. So like we were able to kind of get that time with people.
And then we're gonna get to go in early and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. And now this year, hopefully, again, I've never been media, but like hopefully we get to
They
schedule
are
some
gonna
actual
regret
time.
that decision.
Oh
Big
yeah,
time.
100%.
Big time.
I'm scheduled time with everybody.
Everybody.
No.
Hey, you. What's your
With
terrible game? What kind of crappy game you got here? Let me talk to you
I just
about
want to
it.
get merch. My goal on this is to meet people because I won't have a laptop, so I won't be doing any of the writing. So I'm gonna count on Pez and Waba for that. I can do stuff when I get back and write about my
Wait,
experience.
what do you mean, right?
Right? What? I'm the
If you meet
I'm the
people and
audio
interview
guy.
people-
Writing is a write-off. You know what I mean?
I'm the audio guy. I sit in there and make sure
Waba,
the mics work.
stop.
What do you mean, right?
You got to do articles if we're gonna be there.
There?
You do them the day when you get home. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I'll do them Friday or Saturday.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're doing the weekend.
That's what the weekend's for.
That's
I
why
thought you meant like there.
They didn't give you media passes just so you could be like go early.
That sounds like Greg's problem. Am I right, lads?
All right, Pat.
True.
No, I will definitely do articles Saturday and Sunday. 100%.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I get home.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about like bring a laptop there, and while like
No,
waiting in a line,
no,
I'm like typing up a
no.
storm.
No,
I'll put it on my bag, on my backpack, and you type on it as
I'm
it
gonna
sits on
bring
my
a-
bag.
I'm gonna bring a cassette recorder and just start dictating,
talk
talking
boy?
into it.
Are you gonna bring
And
a
then-
Home Alone 2 talk boy?
Oh
it sounds like
gosh.
something you would do though.
If only I still had it. But yeah, I just talk into it and then I just write down what I.
Waba
what
is
I
the
say.
only reason he's saying that is because he would sell it.
I actually might upgrade on mics this year. I'm gonna look into it.
Speaking of mics, I'm bringing Waba a mic.
Yeah. If you guys think my mic sounds bad, I'm gonna have a good one. And if you think my mic sounds good,
It's gonna be
I don't
crisp and clear. It's gonna be coffee crisp and clear.
but I was gonna say it's gonna be crisp like a coffee.
Still
So
gotta be.
so yeah, just want to touch on that first. But we've also not just
We played,
direct,
like,
but there's
the
been a
biggest
whole bunch
game.
of games, and the biggest one that has been played, Court. Tell us about well, not the biggest one. There's been a lot of big ones, but tell us
So
about
which one do you
which
want me
one
to
do you
talk
wanna go
about?
first?
The Last of Us.
Let's go Last
Part
of Us
2?
first, because I think that's one that
I just love how he's like the biggest game. I was like, okay, I don't know which
Tell
one
us
you're
about the
talking about.
biggest
So
game. Whisper
I
Mountain
was
Break.
lucky
Oh,
enough,
great.
thanks to PlayStation Canada, I got an early copy of The Last of Us Part 2, remastered, and I can say this right off the bat. Our review is up on No Return. This mode is amazing. Now, people that listen to this, I am not a roguelike fan.
Hmm.
So far, I have played 2 in a row that I really like. The Valhalla DLC on God of War, I thought was a phenomenal job, and I would almost say 3 in a row because I would say Prince of Persia has some roguelike, um, aspects to it that I thoroughly enjoy. Um, and maybe because I did like Death's Door. Remember, I really liked Death. I thought
Mhm.
Death's Door was an amazing game, but No Return does a phenomenal job taking the combat that we love from The Last of Us, and it's almost like a homage to the multiplayer that we factions that we were never going to get because yes, you're not going to be playing with a whole bunch of people, but you have that duck and cover. You're hiding from enemies. It's a slower pace, but at the same time, No Return has different modes in it. So you have hunted where there's waves of enemies that come after you, and then there's capture where you can open up a safe, and then there's one more mode I can't off the top of my head. I don't know the name of it right now, where it is just literally enemy after enemy after enemy just coming to kill you, and there's like a timer on it. But you get to use all
Oh,
the different
nice.
characters throughout the game. You have Team Abby, Team Ellie. So then you only start off with Abby and Ellie, and you got to unlock them. There's little gambits, so there'll be um, either some things will be a bad like perk or a good perk when you start off each mission, and you get points based on that. The difficulty level, you can do it from easy all the way down to hard, but even on easy, it is very freaking hard. The boss battles are intense. The gore is so crazy. Like when you use the shotgun and you kill people, people explode on the screen. They did a phenomenal job on that. They have great locales. You pick a path at the beginning and then you can branch off. I would say this, the infected paths, yes, you get more points, but man, having to kill like 5 clickers when you barely got any ammo, it's heart pounding, intense. It's a ton of fun. I put about 6 hours just into that. Okay. And then today I got to play all the lost levels. I don't wanna wow, they're
Hmm.
so good. They have commentary on them, and you just walk up and you can listen to why and what their design aspect and why they chose this. I will say this, moving forward, PlayStation needs to make this a must for every game. Just like when we get DVDs and all that, people talk about the director commentary. It is so refreshing and phenomenal for video games. We love video games, and they give you design choices. They tell you why these levels didn't get in, but they also tell you why they originally wanted them in and what they wanted to do with them, and they'll explain everything. I'm very excited. I started playing the game again. The graphics look great. The I will say this. I couldn't really tell the difference between the PS4 version and the PS5 for graphics wise. They have added some new accessibility features. The upgrade is only $10 if you still have your physical or digital. Well, you'll have your digital, but if you have your physical copy of this game, it's only $10 already online on eBay and such. The game originally was like $15 used, and now they're all up at $30. So Waba, you missed it on your opportunity to make some money off people. But
Honestly, that's such a rookie mistake.
yeah, so
But it's what it is.
well done on Sony. This is the second time they've done it. They did it with Ghost of Tsushima. They've done it with Horizon. That $10 upgrade, I think, is very smart. I understand a lot of people want it for free, but I feel for $10 you're getting a lot of value here. The guitar free play mode, I don't play guitar, but I'm very curious to see what the community and people that do play guitar are able to pull off with this. The lost levels and no return to me are worth it. I'm doing a new game plus run. I'm gonna try and platinum The Last of Us Part 2. I don't have the platinum in it. Your trophies, it's very easy. There's a video up on our YouTube there. You can transfer your save file over, so all your trophies will pop. So that's great. So any ones that you got before, they can pop again. So now I'm gonna try and go get the platinum, and then you're able to move that save file over and get the double plat. So
Yeah.
that's my goal here. I'm gonna play through it again. I'm gonna have a review up on the game itself, on The Last of Us Part 2. Hopefully, actually, by Friday of this week, I'll have a written review up on our webpage, and then I'll put a video review out next week. So we're going to have a lot of coverage on The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I really, really enjoy it. I'm going to be putting up the lost levels. I played them and I recorded it, so that'll be up on our YouTube page as well. So you can go check that out. I highly recommend it. I'm a big Last of Us fan though, so for me, take my recommendation with a grain of salt. It's probably my favorite series in gaming right now. Um, I I'm very unprepared to be hurt again, but you know what? I'm ready. It's a lot of game. I was only got the game last week, so there was no way I was able to give it its full oomph by playing it. And I've decided I will play it from front to back, and I'm excited to jump into it. Oh, and it's got haptic feedback now, which they
Hey.
didn't before. So that is one really cool thing when you're doing these roguelikes, to know when your gun has no ammo and the triggers pull on you and there's nothing going and you can feel
Mhm.
it is very cool. So like when you're using a shotgun, it actually has some resistance, but when there's no ammo, it just clicks through. And you're like, "Oh my god." Like you're like, "Ah, it's over." And when you're bandaging yourself, you can actually feel it. It's pretty cool.
I have a
Interesting.
question about the commentary.
Yeah.
When it comes up, do you have to go to a certain spot? Like, let's say, like the level, there's like a little like icon, and that's when the commentary engages.
So for the lost levels, yes, there's like a little speech bubble you walk up and press triangle on, but there's no enemies in the lost level, so it's not that big of a deal. I haven't played the game itself with the commentary on. I only want to play one scene. There is a trailer for the making of it.
Mhm.
I believe that drops on Friday, so I can't wait to watch that. I think that's going to be pretty amazing because even in the trailer, they speak to that scene. So I want to know what they were thinking and why they chose what they were going to do. So I can't wait to. I think I'm actually going to play through the game with commentary on. I think I might do that.
There's one other game that's done that I can recall. Do you guys have? Well, there's so many games out there. It's the Orange Box Portal.
Oh, dude, that's a great game.
So you could play through it, and there'd be these little, like you said, speech bubbles, and you can engage with them. And it was, people involved with the game. I forget titles, but it was really cool to like go through that and be like, oh, like this is why
I
that was
just
done.
think it's a great idea. Like we DVDs do such and Blu-ray, sorry. Like aging myself here. I might as well said VHS. I think they do such a great job of giving you all that extra features. If you're going to buy the deluxe edition, a lot of times with these games, we buy deluxe editions and they just give us skins. I think they should be giving us like the making of or director commentary. I really do believe that these games are big enough. We're spending a lot of money on video games. I posed the question on our YouTube: is game cost too much nowadays? In Canada right now, it's $90 plus tax for a video game.
Yikes.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I think they should be giving us a little bit more value. I really appreciate PlayStation doing this, and I hope they continue this with other games because we have gotten a lot of documentaries out of PlayStation. We got one for God of War, and now we're getting one for The Last of Us. I hope this is a new trend.
I'm surprised they didn't during some of their remasters, like when they redid it, like Uncharted and stuff, especially because it was with the same studio. But like you said, hopefully it's a trend going forward because it's really cool and it's optional. So if you don't like this stuff, don't select it.
Exactly, but I just feel there's a lot of good extras in there. There's a lot of art. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. I think they did a good job with this. As much as people can criticize them for putting out a game 4 years after, and that's fair criticism. It really is. The stuff they added to it for $10 is pretty darn cool.
So another game that's been played is
Seriously, I feel like I played a lot of games and it's only January.
why not? Like I know I messaged you guys about this. A game I picked up recently, DJ Hero. That game slaps.
Dude, I bought Ghosts and Goblins collection. Pez bought it today. It was on sale for $5.
Ooh. Have you played it
What-
yet?
Nope, I'm downloading it as we talk.
Wait, you got it too, Pez?
No.
Oh yeah. Why would you subject yourself to that type of punishment?
Because it's Ghost and Goblins.
It's so challenging.
It's hard, man. That game's
It's
hard.
fun.
I'm not saying it's bad when I say punishment.
Yeah,
I
but
just
the soundtrack slaps.
Zoomers
Oh,
don't
man,
know.
it's so good. That first level. Oh, so good. So good. Classic 8-bit chip tune. Beautiful as you're running around in a loincloth because some zombie whacked your armor off.
I'll whack something off.
I didn't know that
My
if
armor?
you saw Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so Arthur was put in the game Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and like I never played that or didn't make the connection that when he loses his armor, it's just him and his underoos.
Mhm.
And then to see that in the actual game when I went up to a Fun Spot in New Hampshire, it's like, oh my god.
Fun
Like, you know the
spot.
Leonardo
Great.
DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the TV?
That was you?
Is there a video game bar we
Yes.
can go to in Boston? Oh yeah, there is. There's that video game bar.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Which-
It's
Do they
right
have
by
Street
my
Fighter?
old hotel. No.
Why? I want to impress you.
Street
Or-
Fighter?
That's
Street
not-
Fighter 2? Street Fighter 2, dude, I will run the floor with you.
I'm going to start practicing every day.
Good, you're gonna need it.
I was
I
born in the
actually am no
Hadouken.
good at fighting games. You would
Are
just
you
fly
kidding me? I just got super anxious for nothing. I'm still gonna practice.
He probably will.
I got you for 5 minutes. You're going nowhere.
I'm doing Hadoukens to the moon.
Dude,
Let's
if you
go.
Hadouken, I'm gonna counter you. You're just gonna sit there spamming a little fireball. Pew pew. I'm gonna Tatsumaki Senpukyu you
What
into
does
the
that
shadow
mean?
realm. Spinning bird kick.
Taksamaki Papupu? I don't even understand what you said. That ooh, just got a Jake Ottinger live.
That was pretty close. But yeah. What else have you guys been playing? Pez, I know we talked a few games.
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia?
Prince of Persia.
Look
and
at-
I would say right now,
Hold on,
easy
hold on,
leader
hold
for
on,
game of the year.
hold on.
Hold up.
Gentlemen, we just talked
Let's
about
broaden our minds.
we just talked about some would call the king of video games. Let's talk about a little prince. Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown.
Honestly, well done, Pez.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so good.
Thank you.
Prince of Persia. So, Court, did you ever play the old Prince of Persia's? Prince
On
of Persia,
PC?
as it were? No, like, well, PS2, like everything like that.
No,
I mean, it's
I
been
was
around
talking
forever.
about. So it's been around since 1988.
Correct.
Have you played any of the previous ones?
All of them. I've been around before 1988.
I've
Also correct.
only played.
I will say
I've only
this,
played the
and
PS2 ones.
And also, Pez, you know Waba hasn't read or watched my review when he just asked me that question.
It's
What is the
because I
first-
wanted to
what
go
is the
in.
first minute of the
fresh.
video.
Also,
what is
it
the
is-
first minute of the video?
Also correct.
Yeah.
It is
Like,
so. It is an
it's
authentic,
sometimes when I see
organic
it, like I post a video
conversation.
and Pez will be like, "Oh, it's a good video," and then I'll see a like, and then I'll be like, "Oh," and Waba's like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and then I'm like, "Well, no like for Waba because he doesn't even go check out the
I
content."
do it after the episode so I can have an organic, authentic
I
conversation.
don't believe you, but that's fine.
I do. I do.
We almost had a spit take there, gentlemen.
So we in my review, I do talk to how long I've played this franchise, and it's one of my favorite franchises. I still to this day will say that without Prince of Persia, I don't get Assassin's Creed, which is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I think they did a very good job with Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. You're not the prince. So spoiler alert, you're not the prince. You should get that just by the trailer. You are not the prince. In fact, the prince doesn't have a very good time in this game. But we'll I won't spoil that for you. Just play the game. But I think they did a very good job with the art style. Some people will say it looks a little anime-ish. I think it looks great, especially for side scrolling. It's bright when it needs to be. The Twitch jumping is phenomenal. The Metrovania aspect of it is done beautifully. It is hard when it's hard, but you actually can turn on accessibility sections where you can actually not have to do all the jumps, the traversal. You can actually use these portals. So if you keep dying over and over and over again, like 10 times in a row, and because you're reviewing the game and you don't have YouTube to watch, someone else has done it, you can turn on these features and be like, look what I can do. I just went
Heck
through this
yeah.
whole thing I couldn't do.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
But I do love the fact that you have to get the powers to get certain sections on the map. And like right off the start, within the first 3 minutes of playing this game, they show you a thing that you can't open. And you're like, oh, I know what that means. I'm going to have to get a power to get to there. So I really appreciate the way the level design in this game, the story is actually good. I actually like how they have the little character pops up with the bubbles and it just has the conversation. You have to read along, but they do the narration. The cutscenes are phenomenal. The game is just fun. And it's hard when it needs to be, but it's also not hard. Once you figure it out, it's like playing an old NES game, Pez. Once you figure out the pattern of the boss, you can die
Good.
5 times, but you're not going to die that 6th time. You're not even going to get hit that next time you fight that boss because you're like, well, I know the pattern. It doesn't matter. So it brought back a lot of. It's interesting that during the holidays, I started playing old Nintendo and NES, Super Nintendo games with my daughter. And then thanks to Ubisoft Canada, I got a code for this for a review. You should go check it out on our webpage or you should go check it out on our YouTube. But I started playing this game and I'm like, oh my God, it was the right time to get this game. And early game of the year for me right now. There is a free demo you can go out and get right now. I suggest everybody go play the demo and decide for yourself. But I think it's going to be an easy choice to buy this game. It's not even a full price game, for God's sakes.
It's
Waba,
been a lot of
your thoughts?
It's been a lot of fun. So I am not a big Prince of Persia player. I played Sands of Time, and I thought the rewind mechanic was like so cool. And at the time, especially in PS2, it was like kind of blew my mind to have that like rewind ability. I feel like a lot of games do it now, but like at the time, I thought that was like really cool. So I dumped a lot of time into that game, and I really haven't gotten into it since. And then when this this game was released, and again, thank you again, the Ubisoft Creator Program for providing me with access. I'm so glad that I had this opportunity because the game just, like Court said, feels really good. The fact that they chose like the aesthetic, I think looks amazing.
Hashtag
I think the
Ubisoft
graphics are
partner.
great.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also, Pez, can you put that in the
We'll put that in the
YouTube?
description.
No, it has to be in the YouTube. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
has to be.
Yep.
So I like how you can, the fact that it's 2D, I think is really good. I think the gameplay is easy in terms of like your skill set, but obviously as you upgrade, there's a lot more complexity to it. I'm really enjoying like the combat, which for like a 2D like hack and slash game, or it's something that I didn't expect I would enjoy as much as I do because it's not really the typical type of game that I play. And I'm just really excited to like see more about this. And what I also have enjoyed is this past week, since being able to, have access to it, is seeing the others who do have a lot of positive feedback about it. And I feel like a lot of times with games I like, I feel like some people are like, oh man, like that game's like dumb, that game's weird. And with games I don't like, a lot of people say that game is really good. Like, what's wrong with you? So the
Yeah,
fact that I'm
Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima.
shocker. So
Yeah,
the
we can
fact
keep
that
going. The
I'm
list
in
is long.
alignment with like the community, I feel like it's really cool to see.
Because I really like the game, and I'm right there with you, Abba, where it seems to be resounding. Everybody that's played this likes this game. Like
I haven't seen one
everybody, it's
negative
like
thing.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I haven't seen one person be like, I don't think it's for me, man.
And
Like
I
you could look at every comment we've had on YouTube is nothing but resounding. Yeah, I can't wait to play this game.
And I know you mentioned it on your YouTube, but one thing I noticed is the fact that you can have guided gameplay. So you can also have, see, and the fact, so you can, when you're going through the map, again, Metroidvania, you can have an actual objective marker to show you where to go, which for me, again, I don't play a lot of these types of games. Like I don't, where you get the skill and then you have to go all the way back. Like
Well, no, it's a
this makes
memory
it
shard.
very
Use a
accessible
memory
for me.
shard to you can actually put it there so that actually shows you a physical picture of it, which is very cool.
So I like that you can, I don't know, it just makes the going back a little easier. That's the same reason why I don't like get into Metroid. And I like that this is something that they chose to do. And I think for someone like me who's not really playing these types of games that often, it makes it again more accessible for people who are newer to that genre who just don't play like Metroidvania. But yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. And everyone's loving it. So
Yeah,
it
it's
comes
really
out
good.
what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
18th.
Comes out
Yeah,
tomorrow?
they did like it's early. That it's crazy that even though The Last of Us is getting better review scores than it right now, I don't think if you could buy one game right now, I would truly say I'd buy Prince of Persia.
Yeah. It's a different experience too. Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with Last of Us, but we all, well, not Pez, but like if you play that series, you've played that game. Where this is totally new, and it's also like a different direction or kind of a callback to, some of the older games. So I like it. So I know we've talked a lot about what Court and I are playing. Pez, what have you been playing?
Nothing. No, there is. I do want to.
Nothing.
Have you ever heard when you do like improv, it's supposed to be yes and? Pez is a no period.
I have
No period. This is the way that we roll. Actually, I want to talk about some Twitter discourse around a certain little game called A Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
You've been waiting for this.
Well, so I have a problem. First off,
yes, you do. You have many of them.
Disclosure: I played the closed alpha. NDA is lifted, and talking about the game, but we can't.
Full
show
disclosure:
you
I played it as well.
It seems like there are some people on the internet who will tell you, who will beat you over the head with a bat, saying, Games are for everybody. Games are great. Games are awesome. We love video games. And then if you don't love a video game, that's it. You are the bane of existence when it comes to video games. And it really bothers me that we can't have a discussion about a game like Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League without it becoming so polarized. And it seems like that's just the way of social media now these days. It's just like you either love it and everyone loves you, or you don't like it and everyone thinks you're just the worst.
Yeah, and this is weird, and it feels like it's like we had this with Avengers. It feels like if the game doesn't meet the expectations of everybody, it's automatically like let's get mad at anybody who doesn't like this game.
Right. So I did not like Suicide Squad. I played the closed alpha, and I did not enjoy myself. I think the characters are good. And I think here is my big problem. One, King Shark does not need a Gatling gun. Like, why do all these enemies have, why do all these characters have guns? That none of them, like, they don't. Avengers did a good job of making Captain America feel like Captain America, right? Captain America didn't have a sidearm but he also wasn't like Hulk smashing his way through enemies, right? He was throwing his shield. He was Captain America. These guys didn't really feel like, they just felt like you could replace anybody with a Gatling gun and like, that's it. And like Harley Quinn has this like weird bat glider and it's like, I don't understand what's happening with this. Why none of this makes sense? And it's just, to me, it felt like someone went to Rocksteady and said, you're gonna make a live service game and it's gonna be the Suicide Squad game you're making, and there's nothing you can say about it. And the UI is super messy, and the screen has like just text and currency images and stuff all over it. And I didn't find it enjoyable. And when I say I didn't find it enjoyable, it's just like, well, that's because you're a hater. That's because it's like, no, I can back up why I don't like it. I don't think it's going to be a good live service game, because if a studio is not dedicated to a live service game, and we have seen this time and time again, it just becomes like a waste. And this game could have easily been suited to just be either a single player game or a co-op game. You know, they call it multiplayer option, but you don't need all the live services. You don't need the multitude of currencies. You don't need the upgrade trees and the different rarities of weapons, and you don't need all that stuff to make a good game. All you need to do is be truthful to your players and to your vision, and they're not. And it just does not seem like it is going to be a very fun game. And again, this is all to me, right? So it is what it is, but man, this game is so hot, like you can't even talk about it. And folks are like hyping it up, and part of me is like, did you
Good
guys
for them. If
play
they
it?
like the game, sure. Like honestly, but like if they like the game, because I feel like it's the same with Avengers. I walked away going, great story, except when they got away from the actual story and got into the weird stuff. But I wasn't a big fan of the gameplay. Like I was like, the loot
Yeah.
was terrible. And I think with this, the same thing. I found the world to be empty. I felt like I was playing nowhere. It felt really weird. There was no one there. But the story, I think Rocksteady is the best. When I go in the Batman Museum and I did all where you go in the Justice Hall of the League, Hall of Justice League, I thought that was so cool. But then the gameplay itself didn't hook me unless I'm using Deadshot. I had no problem using Deadshot because it made sense for the way the gameplay is.
Right.
But the traversal, I've heard so many people like, oh, the traversal is great. I'm like, I didn't like the traversal
I
at
hated
all.
it.
I didn't understand it. I was like, why am I doing this?
I didn't like it. And what is Rocksteady known for, gentlemen? It is creating a combat system that has been revolutionary to these type of games. And this combat system seems more like it's going to be all or mostly air mechanics, because you basically seem like you jump into most things on the outer world because they're all high above you. We didn't get to play like the Flash fight or anything like that, which might be cool, but like the premise of the story is awesome. but the execution just doesn't seem like it's there.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'm gonna buy this game, but not at launch because I want to play the story because I'm a fan of the DC.
This,
But for me, it just didn't hit. It fell
truthfully,
flat.
this seems like a game you buy a year and a half when it's done. Patches, everything. Like this is like it's that kind of game where it's like, all right, we know that this is a problem. It seems like the kind of game, and I hate to say it, that is going to have a JPEG apology attached to it at some point. It just feels that's the feeling I get. I could be wrong, man. This game could come out and smash, but the closed alpha did not.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll come out
Did
and
nothing
smash
for
anything.
me. Did nothing for me, and that's sad coming from a studio like Rocksteady who put out absolute bangers.
Do you think people are so negative about it because as soon as they hear live service, immediately people's brains go to like, I hate
Well, no,
that.
but that's the thing is the people that the WB, all the people that went and played this game for some reason are screaming from the rooftops. And then some people were saying they weren't a fan of the game, and then some people started attacking the people that weren't fans of them and doing those subtweeting things of like, well, if you're not a fan of this, like you're just a hater. And it's like, well, no, I'm not even gonna say the game isn't for me. I don't think the game is good. The gameplay is not fun. How about that?
So
yeah,
I
that's
have-
unfortunate because I remember when this got like announced, we were kind of all excited.
I
was
theories.
very excited.
I have theories.
Oh.
Theory number
Your
one:
eyes.
people saw the initial trailer and it immediately turned them off. The initial gameplay with all the pink goo or whatever, like immediately turned them off. Secondly, I think people are being overly pro about this game because they don't want to lose their access to Rocksteady or Warner Brothers.
Or they want access.
Or secondly, or thirdly, they want access. So they're like, well, you know, if I champion this while everyone hates it, Warner Brothers will say, well, that guy's helping us. Let's give him access to this. So, and fourthly, I think some people like it, but really, I mean, I don't know. I don't see how like you could play a closed alpha and then I just get worried about people that are invited to events and then they're overly positive about stuff. Like they're invited to this event and then they're like, this is like a great game and it's awesome and there's nothing wrong with it. And your criticisms are dumb and invalid and you're just a hater. And it's like,
hey, I love Ubisoft
worries
games.
me.
I wasn't a fan of Avatar. I
Yeah.
love Prince of Persia. I think Assassin's Creed's great. Riders Republic, not so much. Like, you know, like it's just not every game's gonna hit. It is what it is.
It just, and this one particularly feels like it is kind of like Avengers in the way that people are treating it, both negatively and positively. And I think it'll be that way. And like I said, I think it's a buy it in midway of 2025 and it'll be done. It'll be complete.
I think your point about it feel like they were kind of, this was put up like on them to say you're doing this. I think that might be valid, or at least it seems valid to me, only because of the reaction that they took after the huge criticism about like the pink orbs. So everyone was like getting them on it. I think half the people were probably memeing because like, you know, Twitter engagement, but I think people actually had concerns like this game has just hit the pink orb and it doesn't feel like
They didn't get rid of that.
Oh, they didn't? But
No.
didn't they like go back and like revamp things after that? I thought that they
just
came
made
out with a
them-
whole bunch
They
of
just took away some of the orbs. They just gave less of a hitbox. I don't know. I feel like it's still there.
because well, interesting because
And so now they have shields. Look, they take the shield down first. Shoot the guy
Right.
in the ankle, and the shield goes away. And then when you shoot the guy in the ankle, you get health back.
So
And
the
some
fact that
people
it's the
are calling that
same exact
revolutionary.
gameplay, okay, that changes my opinion. So the fact that it's the same exact gameplay, it just doesn't have the pink orb optics that everyone like. That doesn't seem like I feel like taking that criticism and saying, all right, we need to revamp our gameplay because people aren't happy with it. But instead, they're like, we're gonna mask it behind a different way. Based on what you're saying, I don't know. It's just interesting that I commend them for taking action on that. And I'm curious to know like how that plays out, you know, in the final build because I just remember everyone was talking pink orbs. What?
Yeah, pink orbs are like slime or whatever. Can I talk about a game or a content drop I'm very excited for? And that is
Sure.
Cult of the Lamb's newest major content drop, Sins of the
really?
Flesh. Yeah, so that starts
Game?
it's available now. I'll be playing it Friday. And I'll be reviewing it at least on the website 3dadsconsole.com. But I'm excited to see what the team has. It's apparently a little lewd. It's apparently a little nude, and apparently
Nude?
yeah. So apparently the new. I mean, it's called Sins of the Flesh, but apparently there is a part where the colony is nude and they have little leaves over there.
Little leaves over their little lamb penises?
over the giggly bits. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Again, I'm pretty excited to play the update. They added a bunch of new buildings. They added a bunch of new weapons. There's some new bosses, some new follower forms, and excited to give it a shot. I love that game. I thought that game was amazing. I bought the special run game edition that is numbered and sitting in its box, Waba.
Ooh, perfect. Just how God intended.
Along with Death's Door that I've had for like 2 years and have it opened. And
good man.
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge VHS edition. Also sitting in a box.
Straight up, like, physical media is supposed to be, like, according to Best Buy and the rest of them, like, dead.
Oh man, that's another thing. Like, Ubisoft came out and talked about how
You're welcome, Pez.
If streaming services are going to take off with gamers, they have to be used to not owning their games. And people are like jumping on Ubisoft, and guess what? Ubisoft's right.
Yeah, 100%.
Ubisoft's 100% correct, because
this wasn't even a bad take.
It wasn't a bad take. It was what's happening in media right now.
And people are like praising Game Pass, but they're like, Ubisoft sucks. And I'm just like, you can't have it both ways.
Like, you either do not like streaming services, or you do. There's no middle ground. You can't say, well, I have Netflix and HBO Max and ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, but I don't own any of the stuff on that library. I got rid of my whole physical library because everything's on streaming. But I want to own my video games, and I think video game subscriptions are stupid. What's the difference? There isn't one. It's just that we've been conditioned our whole lives to go buy video games. Necessarily, we never had to go buy movies to watch movies. You could watch them on TV, whatever. I don't like Ubisoft's take because I'm a physical media guy. So I want my games to always be physical. So when Sony's like, oh,
physical.
So when
let's get physical.
So when, I don't know, when Square Enix is like, we don't want you to, we're going to delist Guardians of the Galaxy. You can never play it again. I still own it so I can play it. Like, that's what I want.
Look at Alan Wake. It's only digital only.
And if the people at Alan Wake, Remedies, are like, yeah, we're done.
Well, they're too busy getting sued by the guys that they're making a game for because they put an R.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so stupid. Rockstar, get over yourselves. But yeah, I don't
losers.
I don't understand. GTA stinks. I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand because gamers are kind of dumb sometimes, and
Fair.
I just think that, nuance is dead in the social media era, and so is reading comprehension.
You're right about that quote, but like also like people have been doing it for years with Game Pass and PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And like maybe not so much Nintendo. I don't know how that stuff works, but like you've been doing this. And this should not be new.
No. You've been conditioned with not even Game Pass, Xbox Gold, right? Like Xbox Live Gold, like you've been getting two games for like 15 years. And you don't own those because the moment your subscription runs out, it's over. Mm-hmm. Goodbye. It's over. Same with PlayStation Plus. Same with it's silly. And it's like, you guys can get mad, but Ubisoft's right that like if they all banded together and was like, we're not selling games anymore, just buy our streaming service, you would buy the streaming service and you wouldn't own the game, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like car insurance.
It's like car insurance.
People haven't paid for car insurance.
If
you don't pay it, you don't get it.
It's just like,
that's what happens.
It's crazy. It's craziness. I don't really understand. I mean, I understand why people didn't like the take, but to be like, well, that's a dumb take. No, that's actually a very
people didn't like the take because they wanted to get angry about something. They hate the reality of what's going on. Best Buy is getting rid of physical media. Like, it is what it is, people.
God,
people didn't like the take because the take spoke the truth. People are afraid of the truth.
I
The
hate
take spoke the truth.
I hate that
Can't
Best
handle it.
Buy is getting rid of physical media. And let me tell you, I went to the Best Buy up here in up in Salem, New Hampshire, and I cleaned up.
No one goes to Best Buy anymore.
Well, because it's all going to be worth money eventually. Because no one's.
I went to good old Salam, New Hampshire, cleaned up
Oh.
that Best Buy. I
The
said,
old
"Give me a mop and
tax-free
broom.
Salam.
Give me a mop and broom because I'm cleaning this baby out."
Yeah.
And I did. And
Um,
I took little Pezzy Poo and I said, "Hey, grab any movies you want. It doesn't matter." She was like, "Okay."
If it's not bolted down, bring it to the register.
We left with a lot of Spider-Man Blu-rays. Let me tell you,
People are going to want them eventually.
she loves
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man. He shakes his fist to the sky.
Talking about other games that are coming out, Xbox is having developer direct soon.
That wasn't
Tomorrow.
bad. He talked about Xbox earlier. You could have looped it in. You waited too long.
I tried. I just had it up. But the
Indiana
developer
Jones,
direct is.
baby.
So the
Dude.
last one that came out is when they talked about Redfall, right?
Yes.
How long ago was that? It seems like forever.
Year and a half, maybe.
That was a year ago. Oh, they talked about Starfield too. So now the big games are Indiana Jones, Avowed, a game called Ara History
I just pulled Makar.
and
Team of the
Which
year.
Makar?
No, his X Factor.
and Sayuna Saga Hellblade 2, which
Thank
I'm
you,
stoked
Pez. Thank you.
Waba shrugged it off. He was like, "It's team of the year."
for. If it's not Team of the Year, it don't matter.
It's an
But-
X Factor.
If X Factors are so September, October. But are you? So I remember watching. I was so excited for the last one because I actually had just, I got an Xbox, so I'm like, oh man, I'm part of the community. And then they
No, you're
showed
not.
what they
You don't
showed,
like that.
and I wasn't super stoked. And then
I believe the last one they also shadow released Hi-Fi Rush, so put some
Dude,
respect on
Hi-Fi
that name.
Rush.
fair. I'm thinking just of the negative part.
I look at what we're
unfortunately.
gonna see. We're gonna see Avowed, which I like Obsidian. I really like their RPGs, so I'm excited. Very excited for that, and I hope that the rumor is true that they're working on a Fallout New Vegas again. Like, please, they're the ones that make good RPGs. So I'm very excited for this game. Well, I'm sorry, it's true.
It is true.
I know.
It's true.
No, New Vegas is
so
the second best Fallout game.
I'm
behind
very
Fallout 3.
excited for Avowed. I want to see more. I want to see when the release date is. I, as a child of the 80s, I am super excited for Indiana Jones, but I am so scared, Pez, that it's first person. I am so scared because it's
Did I
first
put that in
person.
your head?
I'm good. It's just he's got a whip. Please don't ever make Indiana Jones first person. If they do Machine Games,
What?
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Bulletstorm gave you a whip in first person.
It's not the same.
Remember
What
that?
a horrible garbage game
Waba,
that
a
was.
lot about Indiana Jones is his hat and his jacket. Like, it's like a thing. His costume, what he wears is a thing. And oh, please don't. Like, that's my biggest fear with this game, that it is first person. It's such a fear. I'm so scared. I really hope it isn't.
I'm stoked for Hellblade. That studio,
Ninja Theory?
Ninja Theory, is one of my favorite studios ever. I know I've ranted about it in the past. You're gonna hear it
You
again.
never rant about anything.
I was like, I remember I was so mad when
That
everyone
was
was like,
sarcasm, everybody.
I know, yeah. I was so mad when people were getting butthurt that they went to Xbox, and it's like nobody bought any of their games. You failed them, and now they're crushing it over with Xbox, and I'm just glad I get to, play those games now. So I'm so excited. They're so talented. They're so amazing. Their mocap
Can you
looks
hide
great.
it?
The actors they selected are great.
I'm about to lose control, but I just can't find it.
Sorry, he said it so casually, threw me off. That is what I'm excited about, and even more so, it's going to deliver. So it's nice to be excited for an announcement that you're not going to be let down on. And narrator goes, but he was let down on.
I
when they
also
went.
like the fact that they said that they're not going to be talking about Activision Blizzard. Xbox came out and they're like, here's what our developer direct is going to be, and the games there I'm truly excited for. And as much as I like playing on my PlayStation, their last showcase left me wanting more. And I'm very excited actually about Helldivers. The new trailer dropped. I think, Pez, that's going to be the new game that you and I play all the time, and it's going to get annoying to everybody.
Great. I love Helldivers. I love the first one. I played it a lot on my Vita. Shout out to the Vita. It was a great game, so I'm excited for the second one. I kind of hate that they went away from the twin stick shooter, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. But I'm just saying, I'm impressed that Xbox is just like, here's what we're going to be doing.
Yep. Indiana Jones, Machine Games has only made one game, which is Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is a first-person game. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited to learn about Avowed. Always on my list because Obsidian makes the best RPGs. And for people who didn't like their last RPG, um, it's escaping me now. The one where you're in space. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was much better.
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah, it was much better than
Yeah.
people give it credit for, and I'm very excited about Hellblade because Hellblade was incredible, and play it with freaking headphones, please.
There is a game for some reason I couldn't get into. I don't get it. Everybody else loves it. I didn't like the game.
What, Hellblade?
Yeah.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I know. I feel bad because like I really like the story, and then I was just like, I don't care what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a niche game, but it was different at the time. I felt like it was different from everything that was coming out, but I highly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to the second one because again, Ninja Theory puts out good games, so
They're amazing.
let's go. And like Court said, kudos to Xbox for being like, hey, there's no Activision Blizzard here. You're gonna get these 4 games. Maybe they do another like Hi-Fi Rush release, but don't expect it. Expect those 4 games, and that's it.
Expect the unexpected.
I forgot that was Shadow dropped.
Yeah, they were like, oh, look at this game. You can get it today on Game Pass.
Would they make Evil Dead? And they're like, from the developers of Evil Dead come colorful music anime.
The game's amazing.
Oh yeah, right.
Hi-Fi Rush, like that's another thing people got all mad butthurt about this week. That the rumor is Xbox is going to be releasing their games on other platforms like PlayStation because I think they
What's
just
wrong
like
with
money.
that?
Like the rumor is Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. I like Sea of Thieves, but I said to Pez. Pez was like, "Well, I'm played out." So he played with me for a bit. Then I'm like, I have no one to play with. But if it goes on other consoles, you always have someone to play with. And I think any game that is a multiplayer focused game, it should be on everything. You want the biggest player base. Now, Hi-Fi Rush, I'm not gonna lie, I want those trophies. So yeah, bring it to PlayStation. I'm gonna play it. I think that game was amazing. And if other games, Starfield, I'm not gonna play because I wasn't a fan of it, but that's a rumor that Starfield's gonna come out on other consoles. It's just Xbox has said like their goal is to make money, right? Their consoles aren't selling. Their games are going to be good. They're already putting Call of Duty on everything. I have a funny feeling Xbox is going to put a lot of their games on every console. But if you want it day and date, you can get it for free on Game Pass.
Exactly.
Done and done.
Like that, maybe they can drive console sales that way. Hey, this game that you liked, you could have played it a year ago if you had our console. Boom.
Yeah.
Not even a year ago. You could have played it for free. You know, they'll say free, but included in your Game Pass subscription.
Fair. I don't know. I don't mind that. And honestly, like, I think me 10 years ago, actually sometimes would have been upset at like a PlayStation game going that because you have like this like weird console pride. Now, I don't know. I feel like the world is past that. You know, the console wars are dumb. I know we've talked about them in the past, but no, get over it. Let people play the games they want where they want.
Get over it.
That'd be called a mature take, Waba.
What can I say?
I don't appreciate the mature take at all.
If there's one thing people say about me, it's that I'm mature.
No, no one says that.
It's also they also say I'm honest, and I've never.
He's
never
mature.
lied.
He's honest. He's 7'6".
That's a brand new sentence. And we're getting to the end of it. Any final thoughts for the folks?
No.
Oh, Court, any final thoughts from you?
Check out. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up on the webpage. I'm gonna have my Last of Us Part 2 review. Pez is gonna have his Death's Door review. Not Death's Door. Sorry,
Cult of the Lamb. I mean, I'll do a review of Death's Door if you want, but
I was about to say Silence of the Lambs there. And Waba's gonna be doing stuff on the Toji. So we're gonna have a lot of content coming up. So
don't touch that dial.
Just subscribe to our YouTube, please. Yeah. Please, we're at 698. Just get us over the threshold of the 700. I would appreciate it.
Yeah. Actually, I just wrote a new review today for Bonds and Knights from.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know.
Of course.
I had to read it because I didn't.
I loved
Visual
it. It
novels
was
back in action.
visual novel, Pulp Fiction, pixelated, and I wasn't paying attention at one point, and I apparently ran my car into someone, and then everyone stabbed me. So you
People
have
I love it.
stabbed you?
I'm like, and then it's like
I
you're
love
dead,
it.
and it's like retry. I'm like, you don't. This doesn't happen in visual novels. Yes, it does now. Also, it's about like crazy cults. So if you like, I haven't played the Far Cry 5, but if you kind of jive with that, you might jive with this, and I think it's only $10.
And also, I'm gonna say this again. I'll say it all over the time. Just go download the Prince of Persia demo and just try it out.
Yeah.
I bet you like the game. It's
There you
good.
go.
The game is good.
It's good.
My final thought is Awesome Games Done Quick is happening now. There's been a lot of games that I love, like Tape to Tape, which we wrote an article on our website, and also I saw Bluey today.
$6.99.
That's it. Oh, we're almost there.
Boom.
They're doing Super Mario now, and someone did a game with a dog. A dog hit buttons, and the dog beat the game because it was trained to, not like it was treat. But it's a really cool thing. It supports cancer research donations. You don't have to donate. You can just watch. They get money from ads. Go check it out. It's happening until Sunday. It's one of my favorite things every year. So there you go. That's my final thought.
I love it.
All right. See you folks later. See you next week. Thank you for letting us be a part of your week. And yeah, until then.
See you next time.
Bye.